Yeah, we back. Welcome back to another episode of The Culture, the hottest broadcast in the game. Go to my playlist section. We've already released over 20 episodes, and we have an entire playlist dedicated to this series. In this series, we shine a light on who's really committing some of the most heinous crimes in the United States and around the world. This project was inspired by years of me listening to certain conservative voices in the media, focus on so-called crime in the black community, as if crime was something that was unique to us. So that pushed me to dig deeper into the data, the true crime headlines, and the statistics to see what the true criminality is actually coming from. Now, let's get into today's episode. Now, today we're going to be talking about Tim Westwood. Tim Westwood is in the news recently for some disturbing allegations, and apparently this has been going on for years under the radar. Nobody talked about it. Nobody sounded the alarm about it. In fact, it just came to my attention recently. That goes to show, man, when it comes to a certain demographic and their criminal activity, man, it just gets buried under the radar. But I recently got an email from a subscriber, and she said this: "Good afternoon, NTD. I hope all is well. I know you focus on, the criminals out in the United States primarily, but I thought you might be interested in one from the UK. He is a rap DJ, a European who was lauded for bringing United States rap to the mainstream in the UK and grabbing interviews with the likes of Jay-Z and many others. Well, there have been numerous rumors about him committing criminal acts against mainly black women who are trying to get into the industry. The allegations, of course, were played down because his accusers, for the most part, were black women. The allegations go as far back as 2020 and even earlier. For a time, he fled the country and was living in the Far East with no extradition treaty with the UK. He has just been arrested by the Metropolitan Police for criminal activity. And just like in the United States, this society, I'm guessing she's talking about the UK, mainly focuses on crimes committed by blacks and other non-white populations, but never their own people. I will send you some links and you can decide if you're interested in doing your research on the topic. Now, I'm going to take her up on the suggestion. We're going to talk about Tim Westwood today, and also we're going to talk about some other prominent individuals. It's going to be a different episode of The Culture. We're going to talk about prominent individuals who leverage their position of authority to commit criminal activity. And we're going to go all around the world. We're going to go to France. We're going to go, listen, stay tuned, man. Welcome to The Culture. Let's get into today's episode. We're going to get into it right after the introduction. Let's go.
If you didn't know already, white men make up 29% of the U.S. population, but are accounted for over 77% of the people caught with child. You know what?
What's that? Get away from me now, or I'm gonna knock your off, son. Why is he doing this? I just want to leave. I've got my property. I just want to leave. I didn't touch him. Palms together. Why are you guys doing this? I didn't touch him.
Tim Westwood has been charged with multiple essay and grape offences in relation to 7 different women, and these alleged offences were over a period of 33 years between 1983 and 2016. The news reports that Tim Westwood will appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on the 10th of November.
Now, let's get into today's episode. Now, before we get started, how has this been allowed to just fly under the radar for so long, right? Tim Westwood, that's a pretty well-known name, internationally speaking. So it amazes me how the crimes of a certain demographic just gets pushed under the rug so effortlessly, so effectively, just committing debauchery and depravity all across the planet, and nobody says a word. But that's why we created this broadcast, The Culture, right? So we can sound the alarm. But anyway, let's talk about Tim Westwood, man, not wasting no time. So we have this article that came out in the past recent days, right? Former Radio 1 DJ Tim Westwood charged with 4 counts of demonic criminal offenses against women. I'm not going to say the word. Y'all can take a look up on the screen, right? The R word. Now, let's get straight into the article. Former Radio 1 DJ Tim Westwood has been charged with serious illegal activity and misconduct against 7 different women. The Metropolitan Police have charged Westwood with 15 total offenses dating back to 1983 to 2016. The alleged offenses involve female victims of varying ages, illegal activity involving minors in the mid-90s, illegal activity involving minors between 2000 and 2002, illegal activity involving minors, including the most recent allegation in 2016. In 2022, multiple media outlets published accounts from 18 different women accusing the DJ of misconduct, which he has denied. Now, time out. Listen, how has this been allowed to go under the radar? This man been engaged in the illegal activity with minors since the 80s. 18 different women came out a couple years ago and I didn't hear nothing about it. What's going on, man? Maybe I'm out the loop. I don't know, but I'm just now hearing about this recently. But that goes to show, man, the media, the international media, they pick and choose what to press the button on. They could have easily pushed the button on Tim Westwood like they did for a bunch of other public figures that got the 24/7 coverage. How come Tim Westwood didn't get the headline, news and the coverage? But that's okay. He's the headline actor on the culture. We're going to give him the attention on the culture. Now, when I looked around, when I did my research, I seen that this has been a topic of conversation for some time, right? Take a look up on the screen. Back in 2022, this person said this: the hip hop culture vulture, his misconduct is against 7 black women. This person said back in 2022, I, as well as many other British black women, have had a visceral response of disgust to Tim Westwood since I was a child. It is so anger inducing that for decades, he was realizing our worst fears, using black children as sexual playthings while gatekeeping black music. Now, I'll be honest, man, I never had good vibes about Tim Westwood. I never was a fan of those type of dudes. Yo, when that archetype come around, listen, I get very uncomfortable. I'm not a fan of that archetype. But unfortunately, us as a people, due to our hospitality, we open our arms to guys like this. Oh, he's cool, man. Come on down, bro. Let's kick it, man. All these cool people. That's Tim Westwood. That's the homie, right? We're so hospitable to all these foreigners, right? Allowing them into our spaces. Now he became one of the main known DJs in the whole music scene. Tim Westwood, yo. You know what I mean? But I never had good vibes about that guy. Never had good vibes. So the fact that it's coming out that he's a creep, I'm not surprised. I'll be honest. But this is the first time I'm seeing this archetype, right? Somebody who's a DJ and then uses his platform as a DJ to get closer to children. Usually, when things like this happen in the community, it's usually some guy, opening an orphanage or opening some charity so then he could get access to the children. But Tim Westwood as a DJ used his platform to, unfortunately, commit criminal offenses against women in our community, right? Like I said, these guys target everybody. It's not even their own community. Everybody can get it, right? That's the mentality. Everybody can get it. Everybody can get these criminal acts. That's the mentality. They'll go all the way to a foreign country to commit criminal acts. And as I'm doing my research, I see that Tim Westwood is a frequent traveler to the African continent, right? And I think we forget, under the veneer of, oh, yo, Tim Westwood, yo, that's just a British white man. That's a British white man under that facade. At the end of the day, that's the blood, that's the genetic code of a British white man. He's carrying all the epigenetics of his British white male ancestors, and all the proclivities and activities is baked into his blood and his energy. So no, I'm not surprised, but I never got good vibes from Tim Westwood. Never got good vibes, man. So, like I said, the mainstream media, apparently they didn't want to blow this up like other stories and other individuals, but that's why we got the culture, so we can talk about these individuals, right? We can give them the attention that they so deeply desire. Now, like I said, today's episode of The Culture is going to be different, right? So we're going to be looking at prominent individuals like Tim Westwood that destroyed their careers because of their, barbarity and their depravity. So anyway, next story, I want to talk about a case out of New York featuring a very prominent doctor in the community, a very well-respected, beloved doctor in these New York City hospitals. There was a major scandal surrounding some of the illegal activities he was engaged in at work. So we're going to talk about that. I believe his name was Dr. David Newman. So take a look up on the screen. As you can see, a Manhattan doctor is sentenced to 2 years in prison for illegal acts against his patients. Let's talk about his story. Dr. David Newman, once one of New York's most respected physicians and a decorated emergency room doctor at Mount Sinai Hospital, was sentenced to 2 years in prison for illegal acts against multiple women, all of them patients under his care. Among them was Asia Newman, a 29-year-old black woman who went to the emergency room for shoulder pain. Prosecutors said that after she had received pain medication, Dr. Newman injected her with additional sedative and left her nearly unconscious. While she was in that state, he assaulted her, and then he mocked and he insulted her and called her a bitch. DNA evidence from the scene later confirmed his actions. Prosecutors said Dr. Newman targeted young minority women aged 18 to 29 during his shifts at Mount Sinai Hospital. He repeatedly touched their bodies without medical justification, taking advantage of their vulnerability and his position of authority. Now, listen, even with all of those criminal acts, right? Drugging the women, putting them under all type of pain medication, whipping out his meat, beating his meat while they unconscious, taking liberties with their body, all of this depravity and debauchery and these cultural practices, he still only got a 2-year sentence. He was only sentenced to 2 years in prison, right? Take a look up on the screen. A New York doctor is free after serving just 2 years in prison for illegal acts against black women in the emergency room. Now, back when this scandal happened, you had a bunch of people in the medical community. They couldn't believe it. It couldn't have been Dr. Newman. No way. Not the trustworthy, good-hearted white man. It couldn't be. It can't be. No way, right? They couldn't believe he had so many people coming to his defense, vouching for his character. Not the good white man, Mr. Newman. The doctor? No. Coming to find out, yes, DNA evidence confirmed the debauchery and the depravity. You know what I mean? Then, of course, he served his 2 years. I believe he got his medical license revoked. And currently right now, I don't know what he's doing. I don't even think he lives in New York anymore. But at this point, he's probably somewhere watching illegal images and videos involving minors. You know how they do. But anyway, that's the story of David Newman. It really reminds me of, Tim Westwood's story. These guys get involved in all type of debauchery and depravity. It just flies under the radar. It never becomes the subject of DVDs and documentaries and, 24/7 news coverage and headlines and news stories. These guys commit their depravity and it just gets buried in the 75th page of the newspaper. Anyways, I want to go to another doctor, another story. This one coming out of France, right? I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. I think it's Joël Lescornec. Probably pronounced it wrong, but whatever. I'm just going to call him Dr. Joël. Dr. Joël is a French former surgeon, a criminal offender against children who in May 2025 was convicted of committing criminal acts against 299 victims, mostly children, in a number of hospitals in France over a period of 25 years from 1989 to 2014. Welcome to the culture, man. Wow. Listen, only one demographic is capable of committing such atrocity. My God, man, let's continue. In France, former surgeon Dr. Joël, age 74, has been sentenced to the maximum term of 20 years in prison after admitting to illegal activity involving minors and serious misconduct involving nearly 300 victims, most of whom were children. The conviction, considered the largest case of its kind in the history of France. Listen, it's not in the history of France. Listen, you don't even want to know what the French colonists was doing on the colonies. Listen, the reason why you have Dr. Joël today is because he carries the genetic code of his forefathers who committed atrocities across the planet, who committed barbarity across the planet. Those proclivities are still baked into his genetics. The same reason why today you have black men who excel in certain arenas such as music and songwriting, because our ancient forefathers have been writing songs and have been engaging in music for as long as humanity has existed. That's the reason why the black man is the best songwriter, the best poet, the best orator, is because that comes from our culture. Our forefathers was doing it. So that's why we doing it, right? Welcome to the culture. Now let's continue. The doctor confessed to committing criminal acts against almost 300 children under the age of 15, dating back to the 1980s. The majority of the illegal activity took place inside the hospital. Oh my God. During the investigation, a crucial detail was revealed that back in 2005, Dr. Joël was convicted of downloading illegal images and videos involving minors. Yo, bro. Welcome to the culture, man. He received only a 4-month suspended sentence and was not barred from practicing medicine, a failure which the authorities are now investigating. Dr. Joël's crimes were ultimately uncovered when a child victim accused him back in 2017, leading police to find detailed diaries in which he meticulously documented the illegal acts. This documentation allowed the police to identify and contact many victims who had no prior memory of the abuse. Oh my God, so these children were so young they don't even remember the abuse, but he kept it all documented in a personal diary. Welcome to the culture, man. During the 3-month trial, the court heard powerful testimony from dozens of victims describing the lifelong trauma they suffered. Dr. Joël, who was already serving a 15-year sentence from a 2020 conviction for misconduct involving other minors, stated in court that he was responsible for the deaths of 2 victims whose families say they died by suicide following the trauma. In response to the public outrage, the prosecutor has ordered a new judicial inquiry into the administrative and legal shortcomings that allowed the convicted individual to continue working as a surgeon for years while reportedly committing illegal acts against children in his care. Now, wow. How come stories like this are never international news, man? Like, bro, it's crazy how these guys have never been made to be the face of criminality, man. Propaganda and marketing is crazy, man. I'm telling you, imagery, propaganda is so real. And these guys have weaponized it to the maximum. So listen, we done took it from New York City, the United States. We done took it from Britain, out in the UK, Tim Westwood. Now we done took it all the way to France with Dr. Joël. Listen, welcome to the culture, man. Listen, welcome to the culture for real. Now, anyway, it's your boy Defakari Desalee back in the Billy S&D. Cash app in the description. Pin comment at the top. Spy and Bamako, second single off the next project. Subscribe to the Patreon, NTD1814, and I'm gone. Peace. Feel like you see me, I feel like I'm Saudi or ran up on Yan in the middle of Bamako. Enemy line, they claiming he innocent. Don't do no talking, I gotta move militant. Don't do no talking, I hit him with facts. 1804, bringing it back. 1804 like I'm Mother Cap Henry. King with the vision, the crown never empty. Top of the mountain, my soldiers defend me. Ducking and dodging the foreign intelligence. Hitting my dance on the DGSE. Dodging they traps, still on my feet. Feeling impeccable, feel like I'm shining. Go to my neck and I'm flooded with diamonds. Go to my neck and I feel like a mess. Feel like a lion, I'm in the savannah. Feel like the king when I'm up in the jungle. Never defeated, I never been humble. Come out victorious every encounter. Money machine give me help when I count it. Money machine stack it up in the beat. Heart of a king and I ride for the team. Weight of the world got it stuck on my shoulders. Bet you can feel it, my heart getting colder. Yeah, gotta stay focused so when it's in shots, I gotta react. Cause I'm a target, I'm under attack. Grabbing a weapon, I tell her get back. Mission exposed, secrets unfold. Enemy try, but I'm still in control. Got your boy sitting in Bamako prison. Hoping they wish we sending them home. Enemy know that we good under pressure. Been through the thunderous, turbulent storm. Shorty a diamond, I told her she pressure. Hop in a whip and I'm taking her home. Hop in a whip and I'm swerving, I'm smashed. Killing my enemies, one of my passion. Rocking this gold like we in bikini. Feel like the captain, I'm clutching a heater. Yeah, gotta stay focused so when it's in shots, I gotta react. Cause I'm a target, I'm under attack. Grabbing a weapon, I tell her get back. Mission exposed, secrets unfold. Enemy try, but I'm still in control. Got your boy sitting in Bamako prison. Hoping and wishing we sending them home. Enemy know that we good under pressure. Been through the thunderous, turbulent storm. Shorty a diamond, I told her she pressure. Hop in a whip and I'm taking her home. Hop in a whip and I'm swerving, I'm smashed. Killing my enemies, one of my passion. Rocking this gold like we in bikini. Feel like the captain, I'm clutching a heater.